My mother later told me the woman was her aunt. She died in 1978. Nobody talks about her because of how she died. Apparently she was found in her bedroom after repeatedly telling family members. She kept seeing a man standing behind people. I still don't know who was sleeping beside me. This happened when I was 17. I'm 26 now, and I've never told this story online because every time I do, people either think I'm lying or having some kind of sleep paralysis episode. Maybe they're right, but there is one detail I can never explain. Back then, my parents had gone out of town for a wedding. I didn't want to miss school, so I stayed home alone for 2 nights. The first night was normal. The second night wasn't. Around 11 p.m., I locked the doors, checked the windows, watched some YouTube, and went to bed. My room was on the 2nd floor. The bed was pushed against the wall, and there was only one way in or out of the room. I remember that because it becomes important later. At some point during the night, I woke up. I didn't know why. The room was dark except for the faint orange glow from the streetlight outside, and that's when I realized something. There was someone lying beside me. My first thought was completely irrational. For a split second, I thought my mom had come home early, but then my brain caught up. My parents were hundreds of kilometers away. I froze. The figure was facing away from me. I could make out long dark hair spread across my pillow. It looked like a woman. She wasn't moving, wasn't breathing loudly, just lying there. The thing about fear is that sometimes it doesn't make you scream. Sometimes it just turns you into stone. I stayed perfectly still. My heart was pounding so hard I could feel it in my throat. I remember staring at that silhouette for what felt like hours. I kept waiting for it to move. It never did. Eventually, I convinced myself I was dreaming. I closed my eyes. I don't know how long passed. Maybe minutes, maybe seconds. Then I felt it. The mattress shifted very slowly, like someone was turning toward me. I opened my eyes. The figure was now facing me. I couldn't see the face. It was too dark, but I knew it was looking directly at me. I have never experienced terror like that before or since. I wanted to run. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't move. Then it whispered, "He's standing behind you." The voice sounded like a woman, so almost gentle. My blood turned cold because there was only one thing worse than something being in my bed. Something being behind me. I was facing the wall the entire time, meaning if someone was behind me, they were standing between the bed and the room, blocking the only exit. I squeezed my eyes shut. I don't know why. Maybe because some primitive part of my brain believed that if I couldn't see it, it couldn't hurt me. I stayed like that for what felt like forever. Then eventually, I fell asleep or passed out. I honestly don't know. Morning sunlight woke me up. The room was empty. No woman, no footprints, no signs of anyone entering. Nothing. I laughed it off. I told myself it was a nightmare until I went downstairs. The front door was still locked. The windows were closed. Everything looked normal. Then I noticed something on the dining table. A photograph. One of those old printed photos. It had been stored in a box for years. I knew because I'd seen it before. The photo showed my grandparents in their 20s, and standing beside them was a young woman. Long black hair, thin face, dark eyes. I recognized her instantly. The woman from my bed. I called my mother. I asked who she was. There was a long silence. Then my mother said, "Why are you asking about her?" I told her I had found the photo. Another silence. Then she said something that still bothers me. "That's strange." I asked why. She replied, "That photo was inside a locked trunk in the attic." I went upstairs immediately. The attic hatch was closed. The trunk was still locked. The key was hanging where it always had been. My mother later told me the woman was her aunt. She died in 1978. Nobody talks about her because of how she died. Apparently she was found in her bedroom after repeatedly telling family members. She kept seeing a man standing behind people. She became obsessed with it. Every conversation, every meal, every visit, she would suddenly stare past someone and ask, "Who is that man behind you?" Eventually people thought she was losing her mind. A few weeks before her death, she told her sister, "The man is getting closer." 3 days later, she was found dead in bed. No cause was ever determined. My mother laughed when she finished telling me. She said old family stories tend to become creepy over time. And honestly, I agreed, until she said one last thing, something she didn't think was important. Apparently, the aunt had one recurring sentence she would say whenever she became frightened. The exact sentence she repeated for years. The same sentence she reportedly said on the night she died. The same sentence whispered into my ear by whatever was lying beside. "He's standing behind you." I live alone now. Sometimes, when I'm working late at night, I catch myself looking at reflections, dark windows, TV screens, mirrors, anything that might show what's behind me. I've never seen anyone, but every once in a while, I get the strange feeling that someone is disappointed by that. Like they've been waiting a very long time for me to turn around.